In the vibrant neighborhoods of Queens, New York City, Bernie Madoff, born on April 29, 1938, emerged from modest beginnings to become a financial powerhouse. His parents, Sylvia and Ralph Madoff, shaped his upbringing in a Jewish household, with roots tracing back to Poland, Romania, and Austria. Bernie, the middle child with siblings Sandra Weiner and Peter Madoff, graduated from Far Rockaway High School in 1956, setting the stage for an unexpected journey. Bernie's educational path led him from the University of Alabama to Hofstra University, where he graduated in 1960 with a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science. Though Bernie briefly attended Brooklyn Law School, he decided to carve his destiny. In 1960, armed with $5,000 earned from odd jobs and a $50,000 loan from his father-in-law, Saul Alpern, Bernie founded Bernard L. Madoff Investment Securities, LLC, a penny stock broker-dealer. The fledgling firm gained traction with early investors like Carl J. Shapiro, injecting $100,000 into the venture. Bernie's innovative approach revolutionized the trading landscape. To compete with traditional stock exchanges, he embraced cutting-edge computer technology, contributing to the creation of the NASDAQ stock market. The Madoff firm transitioned from a sole proprietorship to a limited liability company in 2001, with Bernie as the sole shareholder. Madoff Securities became a trailblazer, functioning as a third-market trading provider, bypassing traditional exchange specialist firms. At its zenith, the firm held the title of the largest market maker at NASDAQ and, in 2008, ranked as the sixth largest market maker in S&P 500 stocks. Yet, beneath the surface, a clandestine investment management and advisory division operated, setting the stage for a devastating revelation. In 2008, Bernie Madoff's empire faced a seismic collapse. Investigations into the firm's secretive investment management division revealed the largest Ponzi scheme in history. What seemed to be a financial god's empire crumbled, exposing the web of lies. In 2009, Bernie Madoff pleaded guilty to 11 federal felonies, admitting his role in a $65 billion Ponzi scheme. Between 1991 and 2008, Bernie and Ruth Madoff's political contributions amounted to a staggering $240,000. Their affiliations stretched across federal candidates, parties, and committees, with a notable yearly contribution of $25,000 to the Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee from 2005 to 2008. The political landscape, once touched by Madoff's financial might, faced a reckoning. The fallout of Madoff's deceit reverberated in political circles. The Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee returned $100,000 of the Madoff's contributions to Irving Picard, the bankruptcy trustee overseeing the claims. Senator Chuck Schumer, having received almost $30,000 from Madoff and his kin, echoed the return, underscoring the gravity of the Ponzi scheme's impact. The tangle of relationships extended beyond the financial realm. Eric Swanson, an assistant director at the SEC, who had investigated Bernie Madoff and his firm, later became engaged to Madoff's niece, Shanna Madoff. Their marriage in 2007 raised questions about conflicts of interest and the SEC's ability to maintain impartiality in the face of such entangled connections. The whispers of deceit had been there, lingering in the financial air. In 1999, financial analyst Harry Markopolos sounded the alarm, reaching out to the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC. Markopolos, armed with mathematical scrutiny, believed that the gains Madoff boasted were not just unlikely, they were impossible. It took him a mere 4 minutes to discern the discrepancies and another minute to suspect fraud. Markopolos co-authored a book titled No One Would Listen, chronicling the frustrating decade-long struggle to bring attention to Madoff's fraud. The major derivatives firms, savvy to the financial terrain, refused to trade with him. The Wall Street giants, too, kept their distance, with high-ranking executives harboring suspicions about Madoff's legitimacy. Yet, as the storm brewed, none could fathom the depth of the impending tempest. Madoff's wealth management empire grew, seemingly impervious to scrutiny. However, whispers turned into shouts as skepticism spread. It became inconceivable to many that Madoff's documented accounting, auditing firm, a mere three-person entity with a solitary active accountant, could competently service the burgeoning volume of accounts. The Central Bank of Ireland, despite receiving copious information when Madoff began using Irish funds, failed to uncover the fraud until late 2008 when the storm finally hit the shores of New York. December 11, 2008 marked the day Bernie Madoff was arrested. The financial maestro, once hailed as a god, was now exposed as the architect of the largest Ponzi scheme in history. The promised profits were illusions, and the fallout echoed through the lives of countless victims. Bernie Madoff, from the pinnacle of financial acclaim, descended into infamy, ultimately meeting his end in a prison cell. Bernie Madoff, envisioning a controlled conclusion to his operations, had planned to wind up affairs before having his sons turn him in. He directed Frank DePascali, a trusted associate, to use the remaining funds to cash out accounts belonging to family and close friends. However, the Madoff sons, as soon as they left their father's apartment, took swift action. They contacted a lawyer who in turn connected them with federal prosecutors and the SEC. On December 11, 2008, the walls of Bernie Madoff's financial kingdom crumbled. He was arrested and charged with securities fraud. Posting a $10 million bail, Madoff remained under 24-hour monitoring and house arrest in his opulent Upper East Side penthouse until his guilty plea on March 12, 2009. Judge Denny Chin, recognizing the severity of the charges, revoked Madoff's bail and remanded him to the Metropolitan Correctional Center pending sentencing. Madoff's age, immense wealth, and the potential life sentence deemed him a flight risk. Madoff's lawyer filed appeals, but on June 26, 2009, Judge Chin ordered the forfeiture of $170 million in Madoff's assets. The prosecution sought a staggering 150-year prison sentence for the disgraced financier. In the face of legal proceedings, Madoff's wife, Ruth, struck a settlement with federal prosecutors. Ruth agreed to forfeit her claim to $85 million in assets, leaving her with $2.5 million in cash. The SEC and bankruptcy trustee Irving Picard were given the green light to pursue Ruth Madoff's funds, while Massachusetts regulators accused her of withdrawing $15 million from company-related accounts shortly before Bernie's confession. Bernie Madoff's fall from grace was complete when, on June 29, 2009, he was sentenced to 150 years in prison. The once celebrated financial wizard became an inmate at the Metropolitan Correctional Center, where the weight of his crimes hung heavy in the air. His lavish lifestyle was replaced by the harsh reality of a prison cell. As the years passed, so did Bernie Madoff's health. On April 14, 2021, at the age of 82, he drew his last breath in the Federal Medical Center. Butner, hypertension, atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease, and chronic kidney disease claimed his life. The man who had orchestrated one of the greatest financial deceptions in history met his end within the walls of a federal prison. Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more.